Hello, good morning everyone. Hope everyone had a good bank holiday weekend. First day back on a Tuesday. Weather's pissing down with rain, but we must continue. We must plough through the day. I would like to give a massive shout out to the boys at Camera Centre. It's safe to say, being a plumbing and heating engineer, that cameras is not something that I'm particularly familiar with. And yeah, the guys at Camera Centre, they listened to our needs, they listened to what it is we wanted out of a camera, and they sold us this fantastic Osmo Pocket 3 camera, which I'm sure you'll agree this is what's being recorded on now. It also comes with the microphone. The quality is exceptional. So thank you once again, Camera Centre, for the recent purchase of the Osmo camera. Quick little stop off at Total Plumbing to pick up a boiler ready for tomorrow's job. Really, but so I've got the two indoor units fitted to the wall, right, and that's about it at the moment. Right, okay. But now it's just finding a space for us to jump on and do it again. Right. So I've just turned up to my first job. The report on this is that they've got an issue with the boiler. The hot water or something seems to be going out when they're using the shower. That's the report anyway. But what we tend to find with these is they say it's the boiler. In actual fact, it turns out that it's the shower. But until we go in there, we assume nothing. And yeah, let's get into it and see what's going on. Getting up to good temperature. So this has been running for a good few minutes there. You can see it's still lit. What I have experienced with these at times is after a few minutes it overheats, so the temperature goes up way too high, and then this sensor here will basically extinguish the flames for a few seconds until it cools down. And then it'll relight again. You tend to find that sometimes with these older boilers. However, this does seem to be maintaining quite a constant temperature. So what I'm just going to try and do now is turn on another tap and see if the boiler is actually able to handle the extra demand. As you can see here, we've got a thermostatic shower valve. So we will do a similar thing now and take some temperatures of this shower. Okay, so what have we got? So I'm expecting around 45 degrees here to be maintained. 38.8. 38.6, so it's actually now dropping. 35, 38, 37, 36. So that is definitely dropping. Turn up, the actual problem never shows its head.
Oh, well, sometimes you scored a goal for there because it did.
I know. So, right, yeah, I've been running the shower for a while now. Did take a few minutes, and I have managed to get I didn't personally get the water to run cold, but the water in the shower did run cold. Run to the boiler whilst it run cold, and the boiler was still running, which confirms that the thermostat inside the shower is gone. So I'll write up my report now, get a quote over for the landlord, and we'll look at replacing it or seeing if we can get a replacement cartridge. Okay, next job is a gas safety check. 128A. Gotta love how they put so many keys for a one bed flat. We've now got to go through every single one. Yay! Finally found the right key. Just got to find where the boiler is. Gonna be in that bad boy, isn't it? Here he is. Cool. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so already, I mean, I haven't even taken the casing off or looked at it or anything. It's a pretty old boiler. This is a Main Eco Elite. I would probably say this boiler approximately 10 plus years old. First thing I noticed as soon as I get here, there's a tray underneath. There's water all in this cupboard. And that tray is full of water. So great start to something that should just be safety checks. I notice as well the pressure is right at the top, 3 bar. So that's probably an indicator as to why the boiler's leaking. Just see if the filling loop has been left open. One knob has been left open. My guess is that the filling loop is probably passing. You see here. There's water leaking down from this. What we got here is the filling loop. Yes, this one is closed. This one is been left open, look, to the heating. This is our cold feed. Not the best. It's quite shoddy under here. But if this is passing, even though it's showing that it's closed, if this is passing, it's probably overpressurized the heating system. So let's take a little look inside and see what the state of it is inside. This is again before I start to perform any sort of tests. Definitely going to be isolating that filling loop that has been left open. Probably put a recommendation in to change the filling loop. So in comparison to the boiler we were looking at earlier, this works slightly different. This is your combustion chamber, along with then the fan. The fan blows the pre-mixture of gas and air into the combustion chamber. And then there's a primary heat exchanger in here that heats the heating up. And like I said, with the first boiler that we looked at earlier, the hot water side of it was inside the primary heat exchanger, whereas this is what we call a plate heat exchanger. You see it here, this silver rectangular plate. That is the one where there's a heating circuit that comes off this primary heat exchanger, gets diverted through this diverter cartridge, and then you'll have cold water run through alongside with the heating circuit, which will heat your hot water. I'm obviously looking inside here for any signs of corrosion or any issues with the casing. The only bit of corrosion I can see is on the bottom where there's been a leak, but that's nothing major. The big one I see here though is the flue is sealed with some sort of silicone. Should really be sealed with cement. So again, I'll just note that down. So what we are doing now is a working pressure test. As you'll see at the moment, I'll swing the camera around. This is my gas pressure test. It's connected to the gas valve just below there. And I've now got the boiler in engineer mode. This is running on minimum rate. So you see here we got a working pressure of 22 millibar on the minimum rate. I'll soon check and see where we're at on the maximum rate. Next, this machine is going to do a flue analysis test of the combustion of the boiler to see that it's burning right. There we go, so that is my last job complete. It was another gas safety check. I didn't bother recording anything on that for this video log, simply because it was pretty much the same as the last job that I visited. That's 3 jobs in total. We did just have another call come in for a toilet not working in one of our estate agents, so I'm going to be sending the lad who works for me to take a look at that. Anyone who does follow us on any of our social media platforms knows we are already offering now air conditioning. That's something that I went on training for. I'm hoping you'll all join on the journey and like the page, subscribe to the page, leave obviously any comments if you've got questions, anything that I can answer where I think I can give value to anyone who's got any questions, who's running a business. If anyone has got a plumbing business, or you've just started out, or you're just going self-employed and you've got any questions, drop them in the chat box below and I'll answer whatever I can. At the same time as well, if you've got any suggestions as to what types of things you would like us to show you, and we'll do our very best then when we get those types of jobs come up to record them and make a full video out of it. That's my working day, typical normal day.